show has reached a new low. A new low. A new low.
Disappointed!
Welcome back to A New Low.
The show features Farzad, Greg Panetta, Joe Dorville, Kyle Loader, and Scott by Scott.
There's no way Greg's last name is Panetta.
It is.
It is.
We are doing it live on A New Low. Fade me out, Scott.
Start over.
Welcome back. Are we starting over?
I'll just fix it in post.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm not
Well, don't
opposed to starting over.
fucking throw me off then.
Go.
Do we want to just re-record?
No, just start talking, Kyle.
Now I don't know what to do. Welcome back to A New Low, week 24 of this disaster. How's everyone doing? I am Kyle, and I am also joined by the Rocky Mountain bad boy, El Greg.
Hey, Bubby.
We've also got the Golden State Golden Boy, Scott by Scott.
What it do, Bubby?
And he flipped Georgia single-handedly. It is Headphone Joe.
What's going on? What's going on?
And he's halfway back in action, the strawberry darling Farzad.
Aw, thanks, Bubby.
You're welcome. Hopefully a better connection, hopefully a better microphone. We'll see how this goes.
Sorry, I forgot to call you Bubby.
Yeah, Joe, you ruined the bit.
Thanks
sorry.
for the bit, Joe.
He made me
Wait.
a boxer.
We don't do bits here. So yeah, this is a different feeling than last week. Last week was a little weird. I feel like there's maybe a new energy in the room.
Yeah, I think there's a new energy. I gotta say, I've been waking up the past couple days and no Trump tweets. The stuff that is coming from his camp, don't care about it anymore. All the world officials have already said Joe's won. So it's total landscaping at the Four Seasons. Sorry?
Biden, not headphone, correct?
Oh. No, I won. I thought I... Wait,
No, we're not
this
doing
is
this
not
bit
about me
again.
and Scott's election?
This bit is canceled.
We are not covering the election of A New Low.
But yeah, total landscaping happened and everything, and everybody's just laughing at them. I was wondering, did you guys feel like a renewed sense of spirit?
No.
No.
Anyone?
Sounds like a no. I mean, I felt less tension. I felt a little less stressed out. I mean, there's still a lot of annoying shit on the horizon of when's this actually going to end, but officially in the books, it's over. I think most government will go along with it. I think there's really no real chance of anything crazy happening.
Most government. That's
most government.
That's a good
Well,
thing to hear.
well, there was a poll that came out that said 80% of Americans believe Joe Biden won the election, so
Yeah.
seems extremely low to
I
me.
think it's funny if there is a recount or if they, whatever. It's probably going to come out that some of those 70 million votes for Trump are fake.
Yeah,
More likely, yeah.
any recount's not going to change anything, so it doesn't matter. It's just a waste of money and time.
The margin is not going to be grand enough to sway the election any which way.
Right. But yeah. I'm not feeling a lot of energy today, but in general, it does feel
new energy, a renewed
less
energy
stressful.
is
Less
spirit.
stressful, yeah.
A renewed spirit is the word I meant to say. I find it funny now. Sorry, go ahead, Greg.
I might have a little hope now, but I don't feel different currently because it's the same, and it's going to be the same for at least 70 more days or whatever it is.
Yeah, he's still there.
True, but I do. I can't say I like, but it's funny now seeing all those governors who were scared of Trump now. Like I think Indiana, Utah, and Texas are all putting mandatory mask mandates when they wouldn't do that for the past 8 months. So it's like people are kind of like, all right, that's over with finally, and people are starting to think with a clear head and clear conscience again. Some people, not everybody.
It's being chipped away. It's being chipped away a little bit.
Some people.
It's a very big rock that's being slowly
all these
chipped
Republicans in Georgia, not them. I'll tell you that much.
Crazy.
Gonna have a
all
recount.
Those Democrats that run the state somehow rigged the election. Yeah. Exactly.
They're definitely going to try to rig the runoffs and the Senate
runoff.
races. I mean,
that's why they're trying to get the state of the county official or whoever runs the damn election. to resign.
Nonstop barrage of messages about we've got to flip the Senate in Georgia.
You're getting messages?
Yeah. Emails.
DNC.
And people on my
I've
Twitter
donated
feed seem to be on the
$10.
left a little bit.
Oh, good job, Scott.
$10?
Greg,
I'm gonna actually vote. So
I went to McDonald's.
most people on your
spent
feed are
$10.
left.
Most.
You know what's not at McDonald's? Spaghetti.
no, they definitely don't have that on the menu.
The
But is there
McSketty.
something
Mix-
about...
Getty.
Sketty.
I think they used to, but
Sketty?
it was
that
a
sounds
failed
horrible.
launch item, or it was in like
so it is a
Italy or something.
McGriddle.
What? The McGriddle's amazing.
Doesn't sound that bad.
When you guys,
Anyway, Greg, spaghetti.
so you guys, when you eat spaghetti, do you put it on a plate or do you put it in a bowl?
Put it on a plate.
Ooh.
I use a plate.
Either or.
There's one correct answer. It's supposed to be a plated bowl.
Oh, here it comes.
Yes,
Oh,
I use
no.
a wide bowl when I eat my
The
spaghetti.
spork of plates. Got it.
A plated bowl.
Yeah,
That's
usually
it.
use
Yeah.
a plate though.
Bowl. Look at this guy.
I use a plate if it's like I'm about to eat dinner. If I'm like if it's like next day, I might just put it in a bowl.
That is an interesting distinction because I was thinking fresh on a plate, leftovers go in a bowl. I
Yeah,
don't know why.
leftover on a
I have
bowl.
no
I've heard
idea
people say
why.
that
I don't
as
know
well.
why either.
My
makes
spaghetti
no
ends up
sense.
being baked at some point because I like to throw some cheese on top of it and bake it the last few minutes. So it's crispy,
Oh, bro.
crispy
I like
motts on the
spaghetti.
top, you know? And then
Farzad's eating
you
spaghetti.
can eat baked spaghetti
Oh, baby.
on a plate, but definitely a bowl
My
or at
favorite
least
strain, baked spaghetti.
a shallow bowl maybe, but a bowl nonetheless.
A plated bowl,
The plated
if you
bowl.
will.
I would
A
say.
bold plate.
A nice
plate.
spaghetti with a nice bowl and blaze on it.
Now you're speaking my language, bruh.
Blaze.
Please. Blaze and R&B.
Well, I don't have a question, but I think Scott does.
I got a question for you boys. After you guys eat spicy food, does it burn when you pee?
When you pee.
Like, can you feel it?
No.
You can feel
I
it in
think-
your butthole.
I think
Can you guys
that's
feel
after
Obviously,
you
yes.
had sex.
Famously
Scott.
the
I don't
butthole,
think that's after you ate something spicy.
I
No?
think it depends on the food. I think maybe Indian food, maybe I've had that.
I've never had spicy piss.
There was that one
Have you
time.
ever tasted it?
There was that one time I met that girl in Europe after
Just to
that.
check.
It burned for a little while, but that was something completely different.
Okay.
You guys had some kebabs.
Some long, thick kebabs.
Kebabs. Spicy kebabs. No, I don't think it affects the pee. I think that might be something different, buddy.
Yeah, not the pee. Definitely not the pee.
Also, what'd you eat?
You need to get something checked.
Maybe
He
I'm
ate,
What was it
uh,
that triggered this question?
He ate somebody
Oh,
at
I don't
Jason's
know.
Deli.
Just a random
He ate
thought. Had nothing to do with my
some
urine.
Jerry's
Crabs.
Deli. Damn
Are
it.
you also
Spicy
pooping
crabs.
out your peanuts?
Great question.
Hmm.
You know,
That's my
sometimes it
question
feels like
next
you're
week.
pissing out of your ass, but I don't know if you've ever pooped out of your.
Shitting
That is
dicks.
the most upsetting phrase I've ever heard.
I guess we are that show.
Yeah, are you a dick shitter?
Shit out your dick.
Oh boy.
Well, he never said no. So
And no,
what
Marcus,
dipshit
that is not
is?
the name of the
Oh
episode.
no, that's upsetting.
Yeah, please do not pee.
That cannot be the name of the episode.
The name of the episode. Well, maybe after you eat some spicy food, you could do some shots to cool it down.
Yeah, I was.
What do you think,
Greg
bad
wants to talk
idea.
about. Hey, you never know.
I was listening to
You
our.
need to try anything.
I was listening to our sister podcast, and one of the co-hosts mentioned that she had a flu shot recently, and she usually talks her way or to the doctor, just chatters to distract herself when she gets shots, just so it doesn't. You know, I guess she's afraid of needles or something. But I had a flu shot and a tetanus shot a couple weeks ago, and because I hadn't had a tetanus shot since I was a teenager, and apparently you're supposed to get them every 10 years. But anyway, I barely felt it. Like I was like, all right. It's just back-to-back shots, and I know they put a topical, probably anesthetic on it, but I didn't even notice that the needles went in. So needles don't bother me. So two-part question: have you had your flu shot, and are you afraid of needles?
I'll take the ball on this one, boy.
I was waiting for Scott to drop that other question.
I am afraid of needles. So usually when I go into Kaiser, I usually just look away
Shocking.
and have them. Well, it was fun giving blood. Like I just look away and it's great. I just don't look at it.
It's fun giving blood. I'm afraid of needles. I don't get how those two things can coexist.
It's one of those kinks, Joe.
Get it. That being said, I have
Blood play.
part of the reason I haven't gotten it in the last few years is I got screwed over with doing like the nasal one, and they said it was like easier than doing like the shot, and I literally had like the worst nasal congestion for 3 weeks, and that's what like made me hate flu shots and stuff. So get your shots, people.
So the flu shot doesn't have to go into a vein, right? Or does it?
No.
They just kind of stick you in the arm?
Yep.
See, that one I'm fine with. It's the blood being drawn one where they have to find the vein and just like jam it in there. And like the last time that happened, I made the mistake of like looking at the vial and like for some reason seeing the blood like squirt out into it just like almost made me pass out. Like normal cuts and stuff I'm fine with, but I think it was just the volume of it pouring out. I was like, oh, it wasn't fun.
I've had one time with regards to like the whole blood needle thing, they couldn't find my vein when I was in high school. So
That's
literally,
oh boy,
I was like stabbed in this arm, and they're like, "Well, we're done with this arm. Let's try this other arm to get more blood out of you."
Well, I've had IV a few times. A lot of time they just do it in
Double fist.
top of your hand, but even when they're giving blood, it's like that didn't bother me. Even though needles are bigger, it's for some reason it doesn't bother me. It's just a
I've never been bothered by either giving blood or getting a shot. It just feels like a prick. It doesn't really affect me that much. If I'm looking at it, it doesn't really, Scott. If I'm looking at like blood being drawn, I'm just more fascinated than anything. It doesn't really make me like want to pass out. So yeah, I mean, the body is as a function is just so.
Do you guys suck the needle after they're done drawing the blood?
Scott, not get into this again.
Well, Joe, it's a visceral thing. Like, I didn't choose to be nauseous. It just happened. Like, I saw it, and it just like, blah.
I wasn't saying anything about you, per se. I was just saying it doesn't...
Guiding defense.
Well, you hear about people of all...
effect now.
People of all shapes and sizes, they talk about when they give blood, they pass out or whatever. Doesn't matter. I haven't had that issue, but...
Yeah.
I was worried about it first time.
Like
I was like, all right, am I going to pass out? Because you hear about it all the time. It's like, nope, didn't even notice.
Yeah, I just don't look at it. I'm like, I'm good. Just do your thing.
Right.
Do what you're doing. Just don't want to see it. I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to feel it. Just don't want to look at it.
I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to feel it.
How loud is your blood beat?
Hold on, we're trying to get in there.
It's so confusing.
Fire hydrant of blood squirting out.
Needle coming in. Like AOL.
Back up.
Like what?
Well, laughing time is over because I wanted to bring up a topic. A beloved icon, Alex Trebek, passed away last weekend. And I think we were all touched. We were all saddened. We knew it was coming. We knew he had cancer, but you never want to see it. So has anyone got any stories or just memories of Jeopardy and Trebek?
I think Joe mentioned it maybe on the Zoom. I don't know what he meant, but that he would
Discord.
watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy back to back with his family or whatever. And I did the same thing. Anytime I went to my grandfather's, we would mainly watch Jeopardy, but Wheel of Fortune was on also. But playing Jeopardy with my grandfather was one of my favorite moments as a kid. And knowing more than him, not letting him know that I know more than him was the best part.
Yeah, I was a kid. Mom was an immigrant, so I had been to American school, so I was more prone to know anything more than her. So like watching her fascination with me, like absorbing, cause she was big on education. Me like take the education I know from school and to essentially have some like real life application. She always said like, hey, maybe you could go on there one day or something. And it was something that we would always do before she would go to her night shift at another nursing home. So it was just like a cool bonding moment that happened for a long time. And then I'd still watch Jeopardy even recently, like within the last couple of years. So Yeah, it was really. I think I put it in the Discord because, like, I literally saw because it happened Saturday, right?
I think it was like the news came out Sunday.
The news came out Sunday.
I think so.
I saw something in the Discord that like made me smile. Went over to Twitter, and that was the first thing I saw once I got to Twitter. And I was like, "Son of a bitch!" So yeah,
we were more of a Wheel of Fortune family.
Non-intellects is what you're saying.
Yes, he passed on Sunday.
I was listening to a podcast with Sam Levine, actor, small actor, but he used to play poker with Alex Trebek.
In a few ways.
But even before he got the pancreatic cancer, he said he's had health issues for the last 15 years, steadily. So sorry to hear that, but
getting old.
I did like
pancreatic
the clip
is a bitch.
The clip of that one contestant crying and saying how much it meant to him.
Yeah, that he would. He learned English through watching Jeopardy.
Yeah,
and they posted that like 2 days before he died. That was sad.
Yeah, I think that was a recent episode.
Yeah, I think it was like the last episode he recorded.
Farzad, you posted the news. Did you have any thoughts?
Nah, I don't really want to talk about it.
I posted the news.
I'm sorry.
Don't give him that credit.
Mike Carano was talking about it on his podcast, and he was saying that SNL loved to make fun of him in those sketches. I was like, that's not what those sketches were about. They had to have somebody play Alex Trebek's character.
Yeah.
That was not making fun of Alex
man.
Trebek.
Yeah.
It was making fun of
Trebek was the straight man.
The characters
and everyone else was insane.
there.
Yeah.
So I thought
All the celebrities were nuts.
a weird take.
Yeah, that's a weird interpretation by Mike, but not shocking that it was by Mike.
Come on, Mikey. Well, as is most weeks, it's time to pick us up again with some 4th and 10.
Get it off in time on 4th and 10 to the sideline.
Welcome back to 4th and 10. It's part of the show where I give the boys a question. They have 10 seconds to answer, and I choose the winner, and the points are made up, and they don't matter. Right, Joe?
Right. Wait, what? No. This out.
You mean
wait a
last week's
second.
winner?
Topics for this week are Rock My Socks, Virgin Move, Chip It In, Master Bait, and Sadness for 500. Joe, did you win last week?
I believe I did.
Right, Joe.
I believe I did.
Start us off.
Chip It In.
Chip It In. Turkey stuffing potato chips have hit the shelves of Aldi's store this month. What is your go-to flavor and brand of potato chips? Joe, you have 10 seconds.
My go-to brand and flavor of potato chips will have to be either Doritos sweet chili or a Ruffles sour cream and onion. I'll throw a third in there, Lay's salt and vinegar.
Doritos are made of corn.
Great, 10 seconds.
Yeah, love me some Kettle backyard barbecue chips, but no classic. Just Lay's sour cream and onion is very good, and I will never pass that one up.
Kyle, 10 seconds.
Hers brand, local brand in Pennsylvania, delicious. I love sour cream and onion. And I don't mind a barbecue. I think barbecue chips are pretty good. Regular.
Farzad, chip us.
The correct answer is Pringles sour cream and onion and Hawaiian sweet chips.
3,
Huh?
2.
Sweet onion potato chips.
The correct answer is two different things.
Eating Pringles.
Pringles are fucking
thought that
great.
was
Do not shit on Pringles.
What was that? What was that last answer for?
Once you pop, you
Hawaiian
can't stop.
sweet onion.
Hawaiian sweet onion.
Never heard
Hawaiian
of
sweet
that.
onion chips.
Those are
I
good.
thought Pringles was just a gimmick for kids.
Pringles,
I didn't think people still ate that
completely
into
incorrect.
adulthood.
Hawaiian, that was one of the correct answers, but the correct answer was Kettle Cook, and Greg wins that round. Speaking of
thank
Greg, you get to pick the next topic. Rock My Socks, Virgin Move, Master Bait, or Sadness for 500.
Well, I'm going to have to go with Sadness for 500. I thought it said Sadness 500. I thought it was a NASCAR race, but I'll still go for it. Sadness for 500.
Sadness 500.
Alex, that's what you're supposed to say.
Oh,
As
too
we
soon.
I can't say it
discussed,
anymore.
As we just discussed, we lost Alex Trebek this week. What is your all-time favorite game show, and who is your favorite game show host? Greg, you've got 10.
Jeopardy is probably my all-time favorite game show. As far as my favorite game show host, 3, 2, Ben Stein.
1. Damn it!
Wasn't Kimmel the host?
He was a sidekick.
Before,
guess they both were
before he went full.
Sorry. I keep arguing with everyone's answer.
I guess he was the host. That was it.
Kyle?
Joe?
Yeah, my favorite show was Win Jimmy Kimmel's Money. Kyle, you have 10 seconds.
Best game show of all time is Legends of the Hidden Temple. It has everything. It was the most insane set, the most insane rules. Olmec is the best, but the best host was Mike O'Malley on Guts.
Actor, comedian Mike O'Malley?
Actor, comedian Mike O'Malley.
Small actor. Farzad, 10 seconds.
The best game show would have to be BattleBots. Best host would have to be Joe Rogan from Fear Factor.
Oh, boy.
1.
As far as that a bro, and we didn't know this.
Well, if any of those qualify, but Joe, you have 10 seconds.
I'm gonna go with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And then for my host, I would go Alex Trebek tied with Regis Philbin. R.I.P. to both of them this year. Sucks.
Ooh, I like that.
Joe's the only one that said Trebek.
Yeah, have a little respect.
That was pretty shitty.
Jeez.
Whoops.
Kyle wins that one for the old throwback. Legends of the Hidden Temple. And that brings us to Kyle, who gets to pick the next topic.
That was his first porn, too.
Yep. So let's rock my socks.
Rock my socks. Alex Cora, former Astros bench coach, just finished his 1-year suspension for stealing signs, and he was just hired back to the Red Sox. Was 1 year appropriate suspension? Should he be banned for life? What do you think, Kyle?
I'm never really behind banning for life after the first offense. A year is probably fine. We'll see if it really affects his career. Red Sox suck anyway.
Farzad, do you know what to do?
When you're playing small market baseball, and you try to cheat in that environment, you should have a more longer ban. I think it's offensive to the small market.
Yep, time's up. More longer ban. Joe, 10 seconds.
I think 1 year is more than enough. AJ Hinch, who was the actual manager of the Astros at the time, got the same suspension, so he's done his time. Get back to coaching.
Greg, bring us home.
Sure, that's long enough. I'm a big fan of cheating in sports. If it makes the team better, then it makes the game better, and that's what I want.
You know what? Farzad always wins when he says small market schmall.
Small market.
Small market schmall.
And that also brings us to Farzad, who gets to pick the next topic.
Wow, Scott really set this up very synchronized.
You got Virgin Move or Master Bait.
Yeah, surprising. I'm going to go with Master Bait.
Not shocked.
Master Bait. This topic is sponsored by Cheers from the Press Box, the #1 sports podcast on the A&L network.
Only.
The Masters tournament starts Thursday with the 36-hole cut taking place on Friday after the second round. Only the lowest 50 scores make the cut. This year they eliminated the rule, which allowed anyone within 10 strokes, blah, blah, blah. Who do you think will be the biggest name that won't make the cut on Friday for the Masters? Farzad, I can't wait. 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just going to go for a Hail Mary and go Tiger Woods. He's not going to make the cut. He's dried out.
1.
He's a defending champ.
Spicy take.
Spicy take.
Defending champ, as Greg said.
Joe, give us a spicy take.
I think it's too easy to say Phil. I think Rory won't make it. Rory's had troubles here, and I don't think this is the year he captures the green jacket.
Greg, what's your spicy take?
I would have said Sergio Garcia, but he can't play because he tested positive for COVID. So I'm going to go with Jordan Spieth. He's been struggling.
3, 2,
and I don't even know if he's playing in the tournament.
Pretty sure he is.
Kyle, whack us home.
Got a hot tip for everyone. I 100% guarantee Arnold Palmer will not make the cut. He's too old. Just not going to do it. It's not his game.
He can still play it if he wants.
They'll just put his casket on the greens.
As much as Kyle had the correct answer, Joe sponsored that category, so he bought the spot.
Oh, that's how it works.
That means we have a 4-way tie.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
what?
How did
You gotta
this
be
happen?
kidding me. I did not see this coming.
We're all too good.
I'm blindsided.
Virgin Move. This is sponsored by Who Does a Podcast, the number one podcast about the music Hamilton on the A&L network. Virginia Tech thought they had a win versus Liberty after blocking a field goal attempt and running it back for a touchdown with no time on the clock. Only for the play to be called back because the coach called a timeout.
It was great.
Kyle,
It was wonderful.
what was the worst loss you've seen by one of your favorite teams? You have 10 seconds.
Was there in person, Virginia Tech versus Boston College. I think it was 2007, 2008. In the rain, Matt Ryan threw 2 touchdowns within 2 minutes, and we lost.
Matt Ryan, overrated. Farzad, 10 seconds.
I hate him.
I believe it was Cal against Ohio State. We lost 63 to 20. Oski was just crying in the corner.
Close game. Joe, worst loss.
It's a tie. 0-2 Hurricanes. Pass interference. That wasn't a pass interference. And then a couple years ago, I went to Miami versus Florida State. I had Doak, and Dalvin Cook ran it for a game-winning touchdown that ended our season.
Keep crying, Joe. Keep crying.
Yeah.
Greg, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the Broncos. I don't know if it was the division or the conference championship, but they were playing the Ravens, and they had the game done, and they gave up a really long pass for a touchdown.
Kobe Jones. Oh, I remember that one.
Joe
Who
really
was
liked that answer.
corner?
Go on, Joe.
I can't remember the corner's name, but
We get more time now?
I just
Greg
remember Jacoby Jones.
Wins
That's all I
that
remember.
round, which means Greg wins the week.
Whoa!
Congratulations, Greg.
You
Thank
did
you,
it,
thank
Greg.
you.
You did it. And that
Get it off in time on 4th and 10 to the sideline.
was 4th and 10.
4th and 10 is over. You know what? No one thanks you enough, Scott. Thank you so much for that segment. It was wonderful.
And thanks to our sponsors for that segment.
Thanks to our sponsors,
Yes.
Who Does a Podcast, and Cheers from the Press Box. Find them at newlow.co. But let's get brought back down again because it's time for disappointments.
Reality is often disappointing.
Farzad, Mr. Hat, please wake up and tell us your disappointment.
All right, sure, yeah. So, I am disappointed that most of these people, I guess 2 of my co-hosts are not familiar with the wonderful beer that is known as Pliny the Elder.
Mm-hmm.
Double IPA from Russian River Brewing.
Where?
Russian River, just north of the bay. And
Where?
it is a wonderful beer.
What bay? What bay, Farzad? Please
Eat
tell
it.
us
Do they distribute
where
nationally?
this is located.
Do they distribute nationally?
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure you can get it naturally, yeah.
Naturally, yes.
Naturally or nationally?
Nationally, yeah.
He's had a few
Natural light.
Pliny's tonight.
I've had a few, yeah, I know, I wish I had some Pliny's tonight.
You're riding the pline.
If you go to their website, they'll tell you where you can pick it up. Yeah, where do we get our beers?
Is it good? Do you like it?
It is wonderful. Oh, actually, it looks like... Oh, here we go. Looks like you can only pick it up in California, Oregon, Colorado, and Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow. So I'm off the hook.
It's convenient.
I apologize to Joe for not for giving you shit. But,
well, he's the least elder of all of us.
That is true.
That is true. So what I was going to
Joe legally buy beer?
I was going to, you know what? I was going to gift these guys some Pliny until I realized that they charge $26 for shipping.
Hey.
Oh, baby.
Hey, I don't give a shit.
Oh,
or I can go find it myself, apparently.
Yeah, you can apparently go get yourself.
So.
Just Venmo us the money and we'll get our own.
Or I could be like 8 counties over for you.
Yeah. Venmo's
could be one of those red counties.
Probably in Pittsburgh, since it's closer to California.
Plus the cost of the beer. And we'll buy
or Erie.
Exactly.
Gas.
Okay. That's my disappointment.
Well, I will not apologize for that. Scott, what are you disappointed by?
I am disappointed by our healthcare system. I got my bill for my emergency room visit after I was thrown off my bike by man.
An apparition.
Physics.
And
Newton came down.
The bill
was an apparition.
Really upset.
The bill was $2,200.
Oh.
After, quote unquote, my insurance paid whatever they paid, which I don't know what they paid because they didn't give me a bill for anything. They just said, here's what you owe, $2,200, pay us.
Well, mine.
You go to the emergency room?
I was in the ER in June, and mine was the exact same way. But the bill itself was like $24,000. So,
jeez, $24,000.
Yeah,
$2,400.
Yeah, it's bad.
No,
it's bad.
The total is $24,000. But then with all the insurance and other discounts, which is all bullshit.
How do they get away with this?
Yeah,
it's like we need a free healthcare system.
Yeah, $2,200.
That's we've monetized being sick.
Copay / deductibles and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I got to call and try to get an itemized receipt and try to claim that I'm poor, and hopefully they cut half of it off.
Well, just go in with your hat collection and they'll believe you. Ayo!
What the hell does that mean?
He has poor-looking hats.
Poor-looking hats.
What is a poor-looking hat?
Is this another Two Americas thing?
No, I'm just fucking with Scott.
Poor-looking caps, you mean?
Oh, the caps. Well, that is disappointing. And we've solved healthcare. Joe, what's your disappointment?
My disappointment is Tony La Russa being allowed to manage the young, diverse team that is the White Sox after he supported a bill that was blatantly racist to Hispanics in Arizona, that basically cops could just stop anybody who's Hispanic and ask for their papers. And then that he was anti-Colin Kaepernick and has not changed his stance. And his best players are Eloy Jimenez, Yohan Moncada, Tim Anderson. And on top of that, he got a DUI in February, and the team was aware of it when they hired him. And the reason he got let go, one of the reasons he got let go by the Cardinals 10 years ago, was the last time he managed, was because of a DUI back then. So just the poor judgment of MLB ownerships, because they keep retreading some of these old guys. And yeah, that era's over, obviously.
Think he should be banned for a year?
Oh.
He's already in the Hall of Fame. This is going to be the first time somebody's in the Hall of Fame.
He's a Hall of Famer baseball person.
Yeah, that's what he said to the cop.
One of the few bright spots in that
And then
story.
when the cop tried to breathalyze him, he said, "I don't believe in that." Blew a .09, and then they took his blood work, and then he had a .095, and it's like, oh, do you believe in that?
He got drunker.
That's a stupid number.
He got drunker?
That's not drunk.
It's over.
That's the difference.
Over the legal limit.
Conversation.
Greg, what's your record?
Also, he's 76, so pretty sure he's drunk for
There's
him.
a 2 in it.
Oh my God. You'd be dead.
0.02.
0.12.
2.09.
Greg, what you got?
So I saw a tweet today, and it made me think. It said, it's from Chad Daniels, comedian based in Minnesota. He said, you can either bitch about not seeing your grandma on what might be her last Thanksgiving, or your family can go to her house and make sure of it. So that just made me think of, states are starting to do more lockdowns and restrictions, and Thanksgiving's coming up, and, what are we going to do for Thanksgivings? Most of us won't travel. California has some guidelines in place that are quote-unquote mandatory, which I thought were interesting, and I'll list them for you right now. Gatherings cannot have people from more than 3 households. This includes anyone who is present at the gatherings. Keep the households you spend time with stable. Don't mix into multiple gatherings. The host should collect names and contact information of attendees for contact tracing. All gatherings must be held outside. People can go inside to use the bathroom. Gatherings may occur in outdoor spaces that are covered by umbrellas, canopies, awnings, roofs, and other shade structures. Gatherings of more than 3 households can happen at a park or an outdoor space. Don't attend a gathering if you feel sick. Keep physical distance from others and practice hand hygiene. Wear a face mask when you can stop COVID from spreading. Whatever that meant. Gatherings should be 2 hours or less. So not the length of a full football.
How many more are left?
That's pretty. Oh, this is a good one.
Scott,
Singing, chanting, and shouting are strongly discouraged.
No chanting? How else am I supposed to ceremonially slaughter the turkey?
Anyway, what are your guys' plans?
I was looking for the Thanks Greg drop, not that drop.
I was playing him off because
they both work.
I'm going to a Friendsgiving this weekend.
How many households are meeting?
Probably 10.
Sounds like you broke the rules.
I'm not in
friends
California.
Not in California.
Giving each other COVID.
But I think ours is recommended 5 people.
We're probably going to have one in the building where I'm going to smoke a turkey.
Yeah, you are.
Farzad, I don't know
what are you going to eat,
but
Farzad?
Turkeys they're already dead, so it's not going to get high. And that's not a seasoning, so...
I didn't say what I said. The strain was turkey, bro.
Oh boy.
The funniest guideline was a 2-hour thing. It was like, what about football? We can't watch a whole football game?
Slam that pie. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the sun.
I feel like once you're there, I don't understand the time restriction. Like, you're there. It's already happened,
Yeah.
Anderson said his pumpkin pie was the consistency of flan. I was like, that's gross.
Yeah, that's actually quite gross.
Sounds undercooked.
Pumpkin pie is not supposed to have that consistency.
Maybe he's never had flan.
That's a strong possibility.
Either could be true.
You know what? Not a bad idea.
I will be traveling from Pennsylvania to New Jersey, and I did actually look up the guidelines because I got like an email from work, like just updating people, or like, here's some stuff, and they said Jersey doesn't really give a shit.
You didn't call Dr. Drew?
No, my good friend. I did not call my good friend for information. Yeah, they don't, like, Jersey doesn't care if you come from a bordering state because they're all basically one state anyway. But all I'm doing is going to my mom's. My aunt already lives there. Maybe my sister will come over. So it's very, very small. I'm mostly just visiting her. So it shouldn't be too crazy. And I don't go anywhere or see anyone, so very low risk.
Yeah, we may be hosting a Friendsgiving. One of the things that we're going to try to do is space everybody out. And once you walk into the house, you basically have to put on gloves. So, and wear a mask if you're not eating. So,
no one wants to.
Yeah, let's see how that gets enforced.
We're not supposed to bring up some things, right, Joe?
What happened?
We're not supposed to bring up some things, right, Joe?
Bring up some things? What do you mean?
Yeah, but
that was discussed before the show?
Oh, yeah. No.
I wanted to make a joke. So
Got.
Anyway. And Scott's not going anywhere, so...
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Scott's going to be eating at his computer.
Yes, a turkey sandwich.
Yes.
Live on
Turkey
Twitch.
Club.
Oh, yes. I'll be...
ASMR.
Playing Call of Duty Cold War.
Yes.
Cold Turkey War.
Hey-oh.
So, my disappointment... Speaking of my mom, she called me up Sunday maybe, and reported to me that someone had stolen her Biden-Harris signs off of her lawn. So I could only assume these were sore losers who were mad and wanted to go take down signs because their guy didn't win. And it is disappointing. It's very stupid. You hear about sign stealing and sign defacing before the election.
Yeah, Alex Cora.
Yeah, it happens after the election. It just makes it sadder. Oh.
I was like,
there
really?
we go.
Jovin's callback of the night.
Can he retroactively win 4th and 10? Oh, sorry, Greg.
Kyle, what?
Yeah, it's just shitty.
What if they were Trump voters, but they're embracing the new president and they wanted to take the Biden
Kind of
sign?
like join the party, yeah.
And they're like, you know what? It's going to be worth something. I love my new president.
Well, maybe it's like Christmas decorations. How long do you leave them up? I mean, election's over. You take your fucking sign down.
The election was over a day before because we didn't know until Saturday. So that's a little
Move
different.
on.
But she wanted to keep him, She wanted to keep him. It's the first female vice president. It would be a nice little memento.
I usually put my
it just sucks.
Biden decorations up right after Thanksgiving. So there you go.
It's festive. I like to keep it around. You only get to do it once a year.
Did
put
your
the
mom
giant
do the
inflatable
Stan Van
Biden in my
Gundy?
front yard.
Vibrator?
Excuse me, Joe.
I was gonna say, did your mom do the Stan Van Gundy perchance?
How many coach references are we going to put in here?
So Stan Van Gundy had a
Oh my
Biden.
God, we're going with this.
It's a story. I just really wanted to tell the story because it was kind of cool. Stan Van Gundy had he lives in Florida and he had a Biden-Harris flag outside his house, and he had a sign on it because it had been stolen a couple times, so they kept buying new ones. If this is stolen again, I'm just going to donate to the Biden-Harris fund. And then some kids stole it, but then returned it 2 days later with a note saying, "Hey, we stole this. We saw your note, and we wanted you to donate to the fund." So, I mean,
that's fun.
That was a cool story.
It's a good story.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell a cool story.
Jeremy.
I want to tell a story.
All right. So we have a few notes from the lowlifes.
Scott.
Oh.
Lowlifes, low lights.
I got something to say.
Greg, read the first one.
At the Jen Carey. You may have heard of her before. She is disappointed in the state of Florida. That's it. Just Florida. Holds true weekly, daily, yearly.
Hard to argue.
Quarterly, monthly.
Joe, hit it.
Yumio, via Discord, says the entire state of Texas.
Very geographical.
Sorry,
lowlights
plays by
this
ear.
week.
Yeah.
Do we have an explanation?
Sorry, Todd Brisket. I think there's an explanation.
Sorry, plays by ear.
Yes, there's an explanation. In the state of Texas,
And TTR.
is because they have reached 1 million COVID cases.
They did it.
Yeah. They did it.
Wow.
They're number one.
First state to 1 million.
They're
It's
number
always
one.
bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
And we also have a caller who would like to tell us their disappointment.
Hey, Lowlife. Except for Greg. He's not Lowlife. Actually, he is. Anyway, what I'm ringing up to bitch about, complain about, be disappointed about, is 2020. Look, after everything's happened, the worst thing is the lack of movies. I used to enjoy movies. All right, the end.
And
wow,
can we get
concise.
That was actually pretty concise.
Can you translate that?
And that
though?
Farzad
I
said
missed
the
a few
exact
of the
thing
words.
I said.
yeah, let me translate that.
Hey lowlifes, except for Greg, he's not a lowlife. Actually, he is. Anyway, we're only out to bitch about, complain about or being disappointed about as 2020 is after everything that's happened as the lack of movies. I most enjoy movies, alright, the end.
Makes it much clearer.
Much
Thank
clearer.
That is so
Good technology.
much smoother.
Technology. Wow.
Crikey.
And you know what? The robot
Yep.
was also concise.
End caller, mystery caller. I do agree with you. It does suck. I had no idea who that could be. They
No
did not
idea
leave their
who
name,
that could
so
be.
who knows?
We have no clue. Untraceable.
No name.
Anonymous.
No name.
It's like he called from Express VPN or something.
Once again, we gotta pick ourselves up. Hit it, Scott.
Stories that make us feel happy.
Let's keep the order. Farzad.
Oh, wow, surprise. Hi, and my topic is cannabis.
What?
Can we get a robot translation of what he just said?
Yeah, do we have one of those for Farzad?
So I wanted to celebrate. I'm encouraged that a bunch of fellow states have joined the wonderful cannabis union. Montana, South Dakota, I just nearly said San Diego, Arizona, New Mexico, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, New Jersey, Connecticut,
Don't like that.
Vermont, and New York.
Didn't like that either.
But what's wonderful about cannabis is that last night I was having a very uncomfortable evening, just sort of like trying to like process some things, and smoked a couple bowls and put on some music and went on a little ride, a little musical journey that was started by Broken Bells.
Shit out your
ended with Lana Del Rey. It was quite wonderful.
That's upsetting.
And,
First he smoked turkeys.
I
Now
welcome.
he's smoking bowls.
This one was a bowl of gelato that I smoked. It was quite wonderful.
He's really heartbroken about his roommate leaving him.
No, you smoked this one. It's quite delicious. And anyway, just wanted to welcome the fellow states to the right side of history and enjoy, fellow stoners.
I don't know that one of those states want to secede from the union.
Well, they just haven't had weed yet.
Secede.
Once they smoke enough weed,
Succeed.
they'll like, what were we thinking? Why were we racist?
Succeeds in STEM.
We know
Why
they're
hats are
racist.
really funny.
Let's get shot.
All right, Scott, what is your encouragement? It better be good.
Not this show.
Canada's. I am encouraged by the Cold War. Call of Duty Cold War that comes out on
that
Friday.
But how do you know it's encouraging? It's not out yet.
Because, I don't know. It's something new I get to play. I get to shoot.
Is it though?
No, I mean, it's...
Sorry. I'm arguing with you.
Oh.
And that's it. Okay.
You love Call of Duty. You're a big pew pew guy.
Big pew pew.
Pew pew.
Big pew pew. Love them pew pews.
Pew pew.
Joe likes Call of Duty too, but I don't think that's his encouragement.
Don't really like Call of Duty. I tolerate Call of Duty.
Played a lot.
A lot. Only when called upon. Only when I'm called upon.
You answer the call.
I answer the call. I'm Batman. My encouragement is also baseball related. Donnie Baseball. He has been long criticized for his mismanagement and mishandling of players, but this year he managed all the way through. Well, he managed around and through a coronavirus pandemic. Got the Marlins back to the playoffs for the first time since 2003. And to yesterday, he was awarded NL Manager of the Year. So I want to give a huge shout out to Donnie Baseball, one of the only people to get a MVP and a Coach of the Year award. So shout out, shout out, shout out.
Also,
Joe.
he was Employee of the Month at Arby's.
And he was curly fries on deck.
Roast beef. Joe, don't you get enough sports talk on your other podcast? You gotta
never enough
every
sports,
topic.
baby.
Here, sports. Keep it to cheers from a press box.
That's why.
Yep.
I made my encouragement and my discipline.
Cheers and one entire segment on this podcast. Greg.
Yo. So Saturday night, I settled in to watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. It was different this year because they obviously didn't have the big crowd and the performances, but it was nice to watch all these cool stories from different decades of my life. The inductees this year were the Doobie Brothers, Depeche Mode, 9 Inch Nails, the Notorious B.I.G., Whitney Houston, T-Rex, and a couple other industry people, but grew up listening to Doobie Brothers when I was a young child, of course, and had the Depeche Mode in the 80s, 9 Inch Nails in the 90s. It was just nice reliving my childhood through music. And if you get a chance, watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. I don't think Whitney Houston is rock and roll, but it's another story.
Min?
Did Whitney make an appearance?
And
her mother and sister did make an appearance. The Notorious B.I.G. also made it. That was interesting. Stories about him.
Farzad?
T-Rex. I didn't know anything really about T-Rex. I heard a few of their songs, but they had a really interesting story as well. It was fun.
It's funny that one hit wonders make the Hall of Fame these days.
If it's good enough once,
if you go back and look at their stuff, they all deserved it.
I've often heard that. What's that? If you make it, if we try.
Just the two of us.
What's that band? Guns N' Roses. I've heard they're pretty much in there for their first album.
I would argue that their debut album definitely was amazing and came out of nowhere, but they put some quality albums out after that.
Mm-hmm.
Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 was pretty damn good, but
it's name power.
Appetite for Destruction was obviously classic. And then I think Whitney Houston had the highest selling debut album, and I think that was broken maybe by Appetite a few years later. So that's interesting.
We'll always
what will you do, Scott?
You.
Dolly Parton.
All right. So, after calling Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, where I reside, my disappointment last week, I'm going to switch it up and give them the encouragement this week because they did flip blue. They went for Biden in the end by currently 50,000 votes, still counting. 99% have been counted, so that is likely to go up. By how much, I don't know. But that's what sealed the deal Saturday. That's what let people call it. It took forever, which was my disappointment, but now that it's done, I am very encouraged.
Yeah, they were threatening them with not being able to.
All right, you're welcome.
Play it again. I'm sorry. I talked over it.
Go ahead.
No, I stepped over it. Play it again.
Go ahead.
No, I stepped over it. Play it again.
Go ahead.
I was going to say they were threatening them with not allowing them to watch the Sunday Steelers game. So they decided
they were threatening what? Sorry,
they were threatening them not to let them out to watch the Sunday Steelers game. So they
who out
picked it up.
Oh, the counting people.
Yes, they decided to pick it up.
That's just one county.
They decided to pick it up.
About that
Media doesn't get to pick the president. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Well, they didn't because it was everyone that voted.
Yeah, but it was all illegals.
If you just segregate the real ones from the fake ones.
Hi.
The cops are coming for you.
Scott. Just for talking.
That's not a joke in my community.
You're going to read the first highlight.
Scott wins. Oh, wait.
Yumio says The Last of Us 2 is his highlight because he likes the game and he doesn't like pew-pews.
There's pew-pews in Last of Us 2.
It's got like it's.
Not as many.
It makes you cry.
You gotta ride a horse for a
You
while.
don't cry during pew pew games.
You can bash stuff with a bat wrapped in knives.
It's kind of like a story.
Yes. I agree with this encouragement. I think I said it a couple months back when I played it or finished it. I don't remember. But yes, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you should stop trying to send people beers and just buy a PlayStation then, buddy. Somebody have a car in the background?
All right, we've got another caller. Another caller with a highlight.
2020, and the only saving grace is The Mandalorian. Is how you guys say it. I'm sure Kyle will correct me. It's awesome. In a world of nothing, there is hope, and not a new hope. Actually, that's a dumb joke. Oh my god! I can't. Oh no! I can't edit this. I'm stuck with this recording. You guys can edit at that other end. All right. Yeah. So The Mandalorian keeps me happy, keeps me sane. Also, those Saturday afternoon / Friday night Zoom chats with Scott. He talks about his Actually, Scott doesn't do much talking. All right. The end. Shit. That is really the end.
For 2020, the only saving grace is The Mandalorian. Is that how you guys say it? I'm sure Kyle will correct me. It's awesome in a world of, nothing. There's hope, not a new hope. That's a dumb joke. Oh my god, cut. Oh no, I can't edit this. I'm stuck with this recording. You guys can edit this on your end. Alright, so The Mandalorian keeps me happy, keeps me sane. Also, those Sunday afternoon / Friday night Zoom chats where Scott talks about his arm, although Scott doesn't do much talking. Alright, the end. Shit, that is really bad.
Okay, I really didn't understand what he said about Scott, so that actually helped me that time.
That actually helped, yeah. Really
It made more sense. I don't know what he said, but arm made sense, so that's what I said.
He said Scott doesn't talk much.
But also, wait, how is it Sunday / Friday? I know he's a day
he was
ahead,
just
not
saying
2
that
days
it just goes really long.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it goes till Saturday morning, so...
Oh, Saturday. Well, I guess technically it may go into Sunday morning for him. if it
No,
goes that long.
I've been on with the sun going down.
How do you think the world works, Joe?
Well, if he's in the middle of Saturday when we start,
the sun goes double
when we start, he's in the middle of Saturday. So when Marcus
It would be like
and
Saturday
Giles
night, yeah.
are up early in the morning, it may hit midnight. I don't know.
But not afternoon.
Exactly. Now I got
He might be joshing around. He might be pulling all like whoever it is.
He might be on the
whoever that may be.
So
whoever this
Don't
mystery.
It's a Mandalorian.
Whoever
taking the piss.
Although, yes, I agree with the
Did he
Mandalorian. The
pronounce
first
it
two
right?
episodes have been. No, it's actually Mandalorian.
Wow.
But I agree with the first two episodes.
Mandalorian
have been very good.
Wallman.
I agree.
DeLorean.
Yeah, when are we gonna get a woman Mandalorian? Step it up, Disney.
I just call it the DeLorean.
First season.
Yeah, but not there. Yeah. That's it, I believe. We've done all our things.
Thank
Greg?
you, Kyle.
What'd we do?
Yeah, bro, that was fun. Thanks. See you guys next week.
That's it.
That's how we end now?
Can I plug something?
Call us at
Go ahead, Joe. What do you want to plug?
424-260-6969. Nice.
I was going to say,
Yes.
you can hear me this week on Brennan Tassive is your ex-drinking buddy, my co-host.
I regret this immediately.
My co-host for Cheering Press, Cheers from the Press Box. The Twitter is at Cheering Press. Forgive me. Yeah, my co-host from Cheers from the Press Box had me on his show, and we had a wonderful good time.
Pirate Bay, that motherfucker.
Just listen.
I'm also getting a request, so I'll fill that request. Hey, chat. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Wow.
Anderson.
That was loaded in the can.
That was
I
a
didn't know.
nice setup by Scott.
Private call.
Don't even know how that happened.
Jeez.
And the show is over. 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 And the